about what you want out of life. And so imagine your life in two buckets. One bucket you fill with things, and the other bucket you fill with experiences. And so at the end of your life, you burn the buckets, and then what is left? All the things are gone because they burn. And the experiences, they stay with you because you can't burn them. They stay in your soul, in your memories, and what makes you you. And we come with nothing and we leave with nothing in this life. I know this is very philosophical and things, but like this point of view really helps to put everything kind of into perspective, right? And that's why I think frugality is so underrated, because it really shifts your focus to what is important in your life and what really makes life worth living. You know, it adds more experiences to your life rather than things. And the best part is that you have more money. If you live frugal, you're much more likely to achieve your financial goals, and that's the whole point of this, because I think that money equals freedom, and so freedom really means the liberation of time, space, and possibilities. And so what that means is you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and wherever you want it. And that's really my goal. That's the journey that I'm on, and I want to share it with you. And so maybe you can join me on the journey. And it's your and my decision to decide if we want it easy now and hard later, or if we want it hard now and easy later. That's such a big shift in my head, where I'm like, you know, I don't have to stay frugal forever, but I can do it for some time until I reach my financial goal, until I have bought enough time so that I can make my dreams come true. I know it sounds a bit cute and corny, but that's really what this is about. And that's the mindset shift that happened for me, from I want to have this, or, you know, I have the money to afford this, to, well, I don't actually need it and it doesn't really add value to my life, and so I rather save the money so that I can buy more freedom. But I will explain this a bit more. So frugality really means that you only live on the basic human needs, and everything else is luxury. Basic human needs are food, clothes, and shelter, and maybe you need a car to go to work, but apart from that, it's really just these three things that keep you alive. And everything else that we accumulate all the time, like plants or clothes, that's really just luxury, and it's not necessary to buy these things. And so when I decided to start living frugal, I put this paper up on my wall that says stop buying shit, because that is the essential point of frugal living, when you really just eliminate all that's not essential. And so I kind of reprogrammed my mind to stop buying shit and, you know, to focus on my financial goal rather than having this thing that doesn't really add value to my life. And if you're thinking about living frugal, maybe you want to put this on your screensaver, or you want to put the number of your financial goal on your screensaver so that you see it every day, and that way you can reprogram your mind to think differently about what you need, what you don't need. Now you might say, but I deserve this and I work all the time. But my question then is, do you want to work all the time for the rest of your life? So for example, if you take $2,000 fixed expenses per month and you save $20,000, you have 10 months of freedom where you can do whatever you want. You can maybe build a business, maybe you can go on a travel trip around the world. I don't know, but like, you can buy yourself time, you can buy yourself freedom that way if you live frugal and if you save some money. And another thing is like, well, maybe it's just a small splurge, or a coffee is just $7. It's not about the coffee. Yes, it is about the coffee. If you pay like $7 or $8 for a coffee, you do that 5 times a week, you do that an entire year, you know how much money that is? Think about it, and now think about how much freedom that is. So for me, I really think when I look at numbers and money, for me that's always just months of freedom. And like, how long can I live without having to go to this job that I don't like, or, you know, without having to do what I don't want to do? Life is too short to do something that you don't want to do. Yeah. So a couple questions that I ask myself before I buy something is, for example, can I make this at home? So if I want a sandwich at the bakery, I'm like, no, I can do that at home. I just buy the groceries and then I have 10 sandwiches if I wanted to. Or another question is, can I buy this 5 times? And I remember last year when I have not paid my debt yet, I had like $7,000 saved and I wanted to buy a motorcycle. And when I look back with the mindset that I have now, I would never buy this motorcycle. I would pay off my debt and then save again, and then maybe later buy the motorcycle. I don't regret it because it gives me the feeling of freedom while I'm still at my job. But looking back, I spent all my money on this motorcycle without having $10,000 saved or without having paid off my debt. And so now I really think about, can I buy this 5 times? Can I buy it twice? Can I buy it 4 times, 5 times? And that really helps me to rethink my purchases. Especially if it's a bigger purchase, I want to delay the gratification and wait until I can actually afford it. And that's not right now because my number one goal is freedom. And if I stay frugal for long enough, I can buy myself some of that freedom back. And another question that I ask is, can I buy it next week? Can I buy it next month? Because if I think about, oh, well, I can afford it, but not today, just not today, it might turn out that I don't want to buy it at all, or I can just buy it in a month and I can stay within my budget and still have a good life without having instant gratification all the time. So I hope this inspired you to maybe start your own extreme frugality journey, to really think about what's important to you, and if that's stuff, cool. And if it's freedom and experiences and a life where you can do whatever you want, then maybe frugal living is the first step to get to there. But if you want to start this journey, let me know in the comments. I'm gonna hype you up and I can promise you that it's not just gonna change your finances, but it might change your life. And once again, stop buying shit that you don't need. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? And also, if you're curious about the 10 things that I don't buy, check out this video. Or here, maybe. I don't know.